Hello, and welcome back to the How to Build a Team podcast with Pam and David from Great Work Online. And we thought today on our podcast episode that we would talk a little bit about that specific niche and why coaches hire a remote team and what a remote team can do for a busy speaker or busy coach. Mm-hmm. So we've got, I think we wrote out a list of about four or five different things of specific things that we can do for a lot of our clients in general, but specifically towards coaches. And we're just going to work our way through that list today and give you some ideas for whether you're a coach or a speaker or another entrepreneur, just some kind of idea of the things that having a remote team can do to help your business. So you want to start us off?
Yeah, so let's start off with why do they need to hire a remote team instead of hiring one freelancer or just one virtual assistant. And then we're going to walk you through on some of the tasks or projects that they can delegate these projects to a remote team. So, most of our clients, just like what David said, most of our clients are coaches and speakers. And, they are not looking at, because they're so busy with what they do, they are out and do a lot of conferences, speaking gigs. They don't have the time or the bandwidth to talk to each of the team members. So that's why they prefer having a team, which with Great Work Online, we provide a project manager. So that is, one contact point of person that they need to talk to, not like, all right, I'm going to have a meeting with the virtual assistant who's doing my social media, or the freelancer who's doing my graphic design stuff, or my web developer who's doing, not the reason why they like it in, having a team is that they just have one person to talk to, and that person is the project manager. And then the project manager, is the one collaborating with the rest of the team members. And the most important thing there is that a coach or a speaker, you can't do it alone. So you need to have a team behind you. I know in one of our episodes, we talked about the conference that we've been to. We were speakers in that conference, and we mentioned there that we won't be able to do it or said yes to this conference if we don't have a team behind us. So we were there as a speaker, and we have a team behind us working on the projects that we left behind because we were at the event. So same thing with our clients now, coaches and speakers. That is, I think, that is one of the reasons why they want to have a team.
And the follow-up too, like from that conference, it was 2 days, and we met dozens and dozens and dozens of people, like all the other speakers, and there was hundreds of people in the audience, and a number of those came to our booth, wanted to get in touch with us, gave us their information. And there's no way it would have taken us weeks or months to have found enough time to follow up with all of those people. And it was an easy project for us to give to the team, to follow up with all of those people that we had met. So
to connect, connecting is easy because that can take a few minutes, connect with them on LinkedIn. But with the other task that is integrated with that connecting, like the email marketing stuff, the community management stuff for social media, things like that. Coaches and speakers, they need a team they're the ones who have the most need in digital marketing. Now that we are all in a digital world, they have so many projects that they need to work on or take care of, and they can't do it by themselves.
Right.
So we've got a list here. We've got like 5 listed here of tasks that a coach or a speaker can delegate to her or his team. One is social media management. So with you, David, you are now back in Canada and you've got three speaking gigs that you are preparing to. You know, two for your mortgage business and one for Great Work Online for, you know, educating the audience on what is outsourcing.
Mm.
You know, before you get to this point in really talking into this crowd, into this audience, there are, you know, behind the scenes that you need to delegate to the team, and one of those is social media management. You need to promote this conference, or I mean this events to
Yes.
your social media. So would you like to talk about that, on how you are able to, you know, how this work?
Right. Yeah, so the events, one of them, I'm one of the organizers of the event. So even if I wasn't a speaker necessarily at it, I would still have some responsibilities for filling up a room, for getting the word out there on different platforms and making sure we get lots of people coming in.
Yeah.
But the two other ones, I'm a guest in somebody else's meetup, in somebody else's seminar. And so as the organizer, they kind of have the responsibility to promote it and do that. But I also want to make sure that people in my mailing list, people in my sphere of influence are aware of these events so that they have the opportunity to attend. And speaking events like this are really a symbiotic thing for both people, for the organizer and for the speakers that are coming in. It's to both of our advantage to fill a room. And as a speaker, I get access to the organizer's mailing list, and the organizer gets access to my mailing list by having me as a speaker. So we're really helping each other build our businesses. And I want to make sure that I don't just duplicate what the organizer has done and put that out to my mailing list. I want to make sure that the message that's going out and the content, the graphics and that are personalized and match with what my marketing materials look like, so that I have that consistent look. So I just met with my project manager a couple of hours ago to get those projects going for these speaking events later this month. And there's no way I don't have the skills to do that. I don't have the time to do that. And one of the things you kind of alluded to it, that, you know, having a team with a project manager heading it can save a client a lot of time. And in this instance, I'm a client. I would be creating a full-time job for myself if I had to connect with a graphic artist, if I had to connect with a copywriter, if I had to connect with a virtual assistant to do the posting on social media. I'm just creating
that could be like 5 hours of your time already.
It would take so much time for me to have to connect with all those individual people and then make sure that the graphic artist was talking to the other people, and having a complete team there. It was a 10-minute meeting that I had with my project manager a couple of hours ago, and everything's taken care of. So it really shows the power of having that complete setup, not just, you know, I run into people all the time. Oh yeah, I outsource. I've got a VA that does this, and I've got a graphic artist, and I've got a web developer, and I've got all these things. And I'm like, how do you manage those people? Like, where do you find the time? And it's a big thing. And actually, we're going to hit on a couple of those points here next on our list. So social media management is huge for speakers and coaches. It's the way of keeping your mailing list apprised of where you're speaking, what you're speaking about, and making sure that people are aware of it and have the opportunity to attend those events.
Yeah. And I think it boils down to you can't do it on your own. You can't do it all alone. Yeah. You have to learn to delegate. And I guess it's one of the bottleneck, you know, learning how to delegate. Absolutely. And learning how to let go of control. But that can be learned over time. And this is why, you know, having a team, having a project manager is one step into making all these things happen. So second on our list is website management. When you are promoting an event, you would like to also promote that and put that on your website, and you meddling inside your WordPress on your website, that can be dangerous. You could, maybe you're gonna think, I kind of like know something in WordPress. It's just a 2-word edit. No, you can mess up some for some reason. When we were starting out, I'm like, I would like to do things on my own, because before I delegate some tasks to my team, I would like to know what I'm delegating to. And having that mindset that it's just a minor edit, it's just a copy edit, 1 or 2 words, I can manage that. But it would end up, I'm gonna mess up the call to action button, the look or the color of the function of the call to action. And having delegating that website management, even if it's a super minor edit that you need to work on, you have to delegate that. So that's one thing that you can pass on to your team. One thing you mentioned as well, David, earlier, is email management. When you are promoting an event, email marketing is still very much alive. And I can say that your main goal or your main focus is to come up with a copy. Mm-hmm. Of course, you can outsource this to a copywriter, but then again, you need to feed the information.
Right. You have to tell the copywriter what you're trying to accomplish.
Yes, to the copywriter. So distributing that copy or that email to your CRM, to whatever email marketing tool that you're using, that is still a tedious task. So that is something that you don't have to spend so much time. Maybe if you are tight in your budget and you're a one-man team, that is something that you need to invest in, because that is a good investment. It's not an expense, but it is an investment, because your best asset is your time. So that is something, if a copywriter or a virtual assistant who knows how to deal with a CRM or with your email marketing team, who can do it in less than an hour, then that is a good investment. If you know that you're still gonna learn how to navigate in that tool and take you about 2 to 3 hours to figure it out, that's a waste of your time. So that is one thing that you can delegate to. One is content research and creation. With Great Work Online, we've got SEO specialists. So that is one person who helps us with research. But I myself do some research as well. So, for some, maybe minor type of research, yes, you can delegate that to a virtual assistant to your team. One thing is webinar and speaking engagement support. We've experienced this when we were at a conference. Yeah. So, having a team to help you with that is very important. When I did my presentation slide, it was a very short time that was given to me. It was 30 minutes. And I already know what I'm going to talk about, so I did my presentation slide. But for some who has, for some that are very busy and doesn't have the time and would like to make their presentation slide pretty, then that is something that you can ask your team to help you out. Yeah, some graphics, maybe you're going to give away some flyers, that is a support that you can have. Our team, our project manager, our SEO specialist, two of our project managers were there to support us. So yeah, and then there were some people who signed up for our offer for a free masterclass that we offered in that conference. So they were there to help us out. So that is something that, you know, we can guarantee. If you have, we are lucky because the conference was held in the Philippines. That's why we've got the support that we need from our team. They were there to support us, but it doesn't have to be, you know, a physical kind of support. It, you know, especially if you have a remote team, you have a distributed team, having that support that you need when you have a speaking engagement is really, really big. You can do it on your own.
Absolutely. All right. So I think we hit all of the points that we had down on our list here. So yeah, hopefully that's been able to give our listeners a bit of an idea of some different tasks. And I think we'll be repeating similar topics like this to give specific examples. Just to help people get into their mind of exactly what sort of tasks and things are easy to outsource for them to free up some time.
So yeah, just to give them a recap, you know, when you are a coach, if you are a coach and a speaker, don't hesitate to reach out and get some help. You want to look legit and you know, professional from all throughout your branding, from your slides, from your flyers, from your business card. And I think the bottom line here is you can't do it on your own. You have to delegate and you have to build a team. Whether you have a coach, whether you have just one team member, which is a virtual assistant or a project manager, it is still part of your team. It is still part of your business. And learning how to delegate and learning how to outsource will definitely help you as a coach and a speaker to be able to, you know, scale your business by having that support team. So we will be listing all of this easy tasks to outsource in the show notes. So yeah.
And if you enjoyed this episode and got any value out of it, let us know. We love to get your reviews. And
or if you have any questions, let us know too. If you have some ideas that, or you know, you would like us to talk about something with regards to building a team or what type of task you want to outsource, let us know and we will be happy to talk about it.
And don't forget to subscribe.
Yep.
All right. This has been Pam and David from Great Work Online and the How to Build a Team podcast. We will see you again soon. Bye-bye.
Thanks.